Love, a force of nature and something that makes people do dumb and irrational things. But at the same time, it's a beautiful occurrence that should be cherished. And since we are in the month of love, what better time to talk about romance manga? Now there are many, many romance mangas to choose from. So which one do you think it'll be? Surely it won't be the one romance manga you discussed before. No way you're doing the one. That's right, it's the one manga I discussed before. Anyway, today I'm not talking about the plot. Today we are analyzing. Make no lapse in judgment and grab your scuba gear. It's time for a deep dive. I did talk about the plot in the other video and I definitely recommend you go watch it. But for today, I'll do a quick recap. The story follows Shinji, an ordinary guy with an ordinary life. One day, his favorite restaurant closes. He quickly moves on, but sometime later, it reopens. Curious, he walks in and sees Renji, a gyaru, working there. That's it. No dramatic moment, no love at first sight, no flash of lightning. Just a guy who frequents a restaurant and slowly builds something. That's all the plot you need. There are many well-written romance mangas out there, some more complex than this. Yet, I like Renji to Naruto more. Viewers, what's the difference between this manga and other manga? What is he saying? And I'm not talking about obvious stuff, like one's written by one author and the other by a different one, or the different art styles. Genre, trope, and medium. That's what's puzzling. If the genre, trope, and medium are exactly the same, why is it that one becomes one of my favorites and the other becomes filler for when I'm bored? So what's the characteristic that distinguishes these two manga? There's only one answer. Realism! Now, what do I mean by realism? Well, it's simple really. Renji to Naruto understands that love is not your entire life. Romance is defined as a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. And most manga focus on that desire, the drama, the tension, and the mystery. But love doesn't consume your life, it falls into it. And that is what this manga understands better than most. In many manga, once the love interest shows up, everything is about them all of a sudden. At home, thinking about what they said today. At work, think about what you say to them. With friends, talking about them. Everything is suddenly about them. But that's not romance, that's obsession. And Renji to Naruto, Shinji still has a life. He has a job to worry about, things to do. Renji is not on his mind 24/7. Almost every chapter dedicates a part to show how Shinji lives, how he feels, and why he's at the restaurant that day. And all of it is completely separate to Renji. He actively chooses when to see Renji, and it feels intentional. Renji is not his world. She's simply a part of it, a part he deeply cherishes. And that small distinction makes all the difference. Separation is important. You cannot appreciate the happy moments without the bad ones. There's no meaning to interactions between two characters if all they think about is each other. The contrast is very important. It's one thing to focus your life around someone, but it's another thing entirely to make time for someone in your life. In this manga, Renji has customers and responsibilities. Shinji has work and fatigue. They don't exist solely for romance. Their lives are two independent lines that sometimes meet, and that intersection is where love grows. Another thing this manga avoids is the love at first sight shortcut. There is no one moment where Shinji falls in love. It's not a dramatic reveal, but rather it's an accumulation. Small visits, short talks, over and over. Consistency builds comfort. This isn't a traditional slow burn where the two people obviously have a crush on each other and you wait 20 episodes for them to finally get enough courage to hold hands. This is something more subtle, and that's how love works in real life. This manga is not the most dramatic or the most emotional, but it does have realism. It accepts that love is a part of life, not the focus of it. And that's what many manga miss. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. The best way to understand what I'm saying is to experience it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, consider liking and subscribe to be notified of the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Labs out.